Hi guys, thank you once again for tuning into my channel. I hope you have been enjoying my videos, and today we're gonna be doing something different. So today we're gonna be talking about 5 things you need to do as a seller. So if you're a seller, you want to sell your car, these are the 5 things you need to do before you can sell your car. The first thing you need to do, you need to be honest. I found out that a lot of people who want to sell cars, they're not honest people. They want to just sell off junk, but they want a higher price for it. They're asking too much for it. So you really want to be very honest, especially when you're listing the car. Whatever issues the car has, regardless of whatever is wrong with it, please be honest in your description. I'm speaking from experience. I found there was the other day I went to check on a car. The seller told me, I gave them a call. Hey, is everything good mechanically with the car? They told me yes. Is there any light on? Is there a check engine or a airbag light? Whatever is on, they told me yes. When I got there, guess what? The airbag light was on. I think the ABS light was on. And I told like, why? I literally called you before coming over. Why weren't you on this? Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I know it. So this is like a pattern, but a lot of people just think people just want to bring the money, buy a car, and that's it. No, you just want to make sure that you're not just be honest with people. Let them, whatever price they're willing to pay is what they're gonna pay for it. So because you're trying to be dishonest about your sales doesn't mean that you're gonna get more money for it. So just be honest. The second thing you need to do as a buyer before selling a car is you do not want to pass on any liability. I know this is countercultural. Once anything is wrong with your car, or maybe there's a hiccups, automatically you want to think of selling. Oh, I'm just gonna sell my car. But honestly speaking, why don't you just put some money into the car so that at least it's going to be beneficiary for the next buyer of the car? Because a lot of people, when they're selling the car, they're passing on a liability, and the next buyer will probably end up spending more money to fix up this car. But however, even though you're going to sell the liability to somebody else, be honest with it. Just like I said, the first one, be honest with it, so that whenever whoever is coming to buy, they know what they're about to get into. Some people are selling cars with blown engine, and they're telling you, oh, it's all good, or car that's overeating already. You just want to sell it off so that it's gonna be, the next buyer is gonna be responsible. But because this is the way I think, if I'm gonna buy a car, I don't wanna inherit any liability from me. I want a car to use. So please, sellers, please, when you do not try not to pass on any liability to people. If you want to pass a liability, tell them exactly what is wrong, and then you can bargain and you guys can work out a price and you can sell the car. The next one, number 3 on the list, is gonna be keep track of the mechanical history of your car. Honestly speaking, people who actually keep the history of the car, they end up selling their car for a very, very good price. Even most of the time when you keep track of the car history, you can actually sell it for your asking price. So that means that you're keeping track of every single repair, every single part that was changed on the car, and that gives you a more sense of responsibility. That, you know what, I'm not just trying to sell a liability to somebody else. If you change the water pump, yes, have the receipt or the invoice backing that. If you change the radiator, or if you change the brake part, just have this document handy, because sometimes that could be your, I'm not gonna tell you that you can. I'm not gonna say that the reason that you're having that is because you just want to have them, but just have them handy. Let the buyer feel a sense of comfort. Like, okay, I'm buying this car, and I'm not just buying something I'm just gonna go back and just fix up or change some parts. But when they, like, for instance, sometimes when you buy cars, of course, for the timing belt, you have to change the timing belt for every certain miles. And sometimes whoever fixed up the car, or the repair shop, there's a way they can put the mileage of when the timing was changed and all those details. You want to keep those things handy because it just helps you when you want to sell your car. The fourth thing you want to do before selling your car, and I've seen this with experience time and time again, is sellers intimidating the buyer. And I'm going to have a video dropping soon about, I'm going to simulate how you need to do, what you need to do as a seller before selling your car, and also the buyer, what you need to do or you need to check before buying a used car, especially. So please, sellers, please do not intimidate your buyer. I've seen this, like I said, there was a time I went to check up a car. I'm just trying to check out the fluid level, the oil level, just trying to look at the interior. I had my hobby scanner trying to scan the car, and the seller was all over me. He was literally just, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Like, I am not trying to, you have the title to your car. I'm not trying to steal your car. I just want to make sure that this is the right car. It was actually a Ford F-150 truck. And I'm just trying to make sure that this is the right car, truck for me to buy. This guy was literally all over me. And just give me some space. I'm trying to buy this car. It's my money. So do not try to intimidate. I see a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers rather, trying to intimidate their buyers. Just leave them, let them check the car. And if they have any questions, they're going to ask you, the buyer. So do not try to, a lot of people try to I've seen the case whereby I went to check a car and this guy was ranting about even the information I didn't even ask him. He was just telling me, I changed the timing belt X, Y, Z miles. I changed the fuel pump at this certain miles. I did this. I didn't even ask you this question because I knew that obviously this guy is trying to hide something, or you're trying to just trying to pass on the liability basically. Please, seller, if we do not ask you a question about the history of the car, do not answer. We just want to have the time to just check what we want to buy. And if we have a question, we're going to ask you. Guys, I see this over and over again. Sellers, please don't run over your buyer. Let them check it. If they're interested, they're going to buy. If they're not, all well and good, you're going to see another buyer. So do not intimidate your buyer, please, guys. Do not. The fifth thing you want to do as a seller before selling your car, this last thing is very, 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 very important. Very, very important because, again, with experience, I've seen this happen time and time again. As a seller, have the title to your car and be honest about the title description. Again, I've seen moms trying to sell husband's car, mom trying to sell kids' car, kids trying to sell for their parents, and parents trying to sell for their grandparents, or grandkids trying to sell their grandparents' car. I see this over and over again. And sometimes the name on the title is different from whoever is selling the car. So whatever it is, you want to be honest about the title. Who owns the car? Why is the title not in your name? You need to answer these questions. Whose name is it? Are you selling for somebody? Be honest about these descriptions because it really goes a long way, because you want to make sure that you're not just selling not necessarily you selling a stolen vehicle, but you want to make sure that the car you're selling have a good history of surrounding it. The other day I went to a car. I went to check out this car that I wanted to buy. Actually, the grandmother, the grandma owns the car, but the grandson was trying to sell the car of the grandma. So apparently, the grandma did not actually give the authorization to the grandson of selling the car. You want to make sure that whoever you're selling to is comfortable with the car they're trying to buy. So, of course, you don't want to sell a stolen car. There's no way you want to get a title into that kind of car. But I've seen people do this all the time. You show up, they don't even have a title for the car, and they tell you they only have a bill of sale. I wouldn't want to buy a car with a bill of sale only. It depends. Most of the time, if you buy cars from the auction, sometimes they come with a bill of sale. But usually, even when a car comes with a bill of sale from the auction, there's gonna be the details of the auction on the bill of sale. So versus you just trying to see a random car online and you want to go buy a car and the person is telling you they're gonna just issue you a bill of sale. No, do not accept that as a buyer. Make sure that the car is well titled. And do not, please, guys, do not buy a car that has no title. As a seller, make sure that the car you're selling to a buyer has a proper title. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.